And I'm going to sing 2 tracks for you tonight. But before I do, my manager, Ronald Mans, is going to come up and say a few words because he was supposed to earlier, but he didn't have the courage, so I'm first.
Good to meet you. Thank you very much. Look, Teresa, could you stand next to Teresa?
Hello, Teresa. Come on. So, we're the Tara that's really says. Have you come over from Dublin this evening as well? Yes.
You know what? I'm thinking to myself, right, 2 things, right, your voice is amazing. And I worked with John Darwin myself, you know, with John Stein over the years, you know, and, you know, the only other person I know similar to you, right, is in Milton, right, Natalie Shower. Have you heard of Natalie? Natalie, right, she went like opera, you know, she did the King and I plays, fantastic. She's like, we know this from about 8. The short of it now, really, right? She went on to
communities from all backgrounds, working with local authorities in the public sector, working with local businesses. So I decided to apply for the Inspire Mark, actually, and then convince our board, Rafa, and convince the church that they should fully fund the programme for the next year. And then once we put that funding in place, we could then go out into the communities and support any community initiatives and work with any local authorities and local interests. And so the theme that I chose was passing the baton, because obviously that aligns very clearly with the Olympics. And what was being a key thing in most of the Olympic material is about using the power of the games as a catalyst for change, to inspire communities. So I then said, well, okay, passing the baton, that's the name of the initiative, but the outcomes that I wanted to achieve by passing the baton was I wanted to inspire peaceful, caring and enterprising neighbourhoods. Peaceful, caring and enterprising neighbourhoods. And then, so in order to achieve that, I then said, okay, we need 5 strategic themes, and those themes, activities will be built on those themes, working with local partners, local communities, and supporting activities that may be existing on the ground anyway, but also to be part of something that is clearly marked and clearly recognised by the Olympic, by LOCOG, the London Organising Committee for the Olympic Games. So the 5 strategic themes were very clear then. So it was youth, and in recent times we've actually added youth and social media. And so youth, we said, that's about arts, culture, music, hair, fashion, science, sports, all activities that are very effective at engaging young people. Business and enterprise, health and well-being, learning and skills, and volunteering for social action. And we've just recently been recognised by the NHS. The NHS also has, there's going to be a health legacy. So one of the exciting things about London in terms of the Olympics, this will be the first city that is actually saying that we want to leave a health legacy. So getting people more active and things like that in the community. So our program, we wrote a specific activity within the health and well-being section around food, nutrition and healthier lives. And that just recognises that we've got a lot more people in our communities with long-term conditions, particularly things like diabetes, diabetes type 2. So one of the activities will be very much working with young people for them to identify what they say are the priorities when it comes to healthy living. And so, so that's the passing the baton then, inspiring peaceful, caring, and enterprising neighbourhoods. And another key aspect to our work is that what we've said is that whatever happens is that we will share our skill, our contacts with our local communities. And the important thing for us is to ensure that with the Inspire programme dedicated to wider community involvement, that we're acting as a catalyst for wider community involvement. And we believe by working together with local groups, we're able to inspire some action to take place that might not have taken place. And what has also been good with the Inspire programme is that the torch relay, as it goes through the towns and cities around the country, because we have the Inspire mark, we're part of the official torch relay activities on the day. So again, with the young talent and some of the older talent as well, we're hoping that we will be able to get people as part of those showcases. Now, another important aspect of this, of course, is about mentoring and young people. And 2 weeks ago, we introduced our first, what we call Passing the Baton, Youth Ambassador. And this is a young man called Dwayne Sims, who has been training as an athlete. He's about number 10 in the UK. So he may or may not get into the Olympic team for next year, but he's at least training towards the World Championships. So he's also mentoring young people at the school where he went to. So again, we're promoting him, we're linking with him. And we also, over the next 2 weeks, will be linked with the University of Technology in Jamaica, which half of the Jamaican athletic team actually come from UTech. So again, we will be running a joint program of activity. Because key in the Inspire program also are these, what they call community games. So there's, again, lots of opportunities to have local activities, encouraging people to take part in sports and activities that they might not have taken part of, participated in the past. And again, we're using the community games for those to be actually hosted in schools, because I just feel that's a good way to be involved with the local community. And I think I'll stop there for the moment. I've still got a few more things to say, but I think I'll stop there for the next speaker. Thank you.
Not yet, no.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to call up Mr. Andy Graves, please.
Hi, Andy.
Welcome to the Hat Factory. I'm Director of Arts for Luton Culture and act as Director of the Hat Factory, and delighted to see all of you here and some rather friendly and familiar faces. Frankie asked me earlier today just to talk about a project that we have starting here next year. I'm delighted to have that opportunity. We do a lot of music here at the Hat Factory. I suppose over the last 7 years we have started to build a reputation of music work, music development across a variety of styles. And that has emanated from having regular monthly jam nights, whether they be jazz jam nights in the past. We had a thing called Head Jams, which is kind of rock and pop. And we obviously put on a lot of concerts here as well. It occurred to me earlier this year that we needed to do more. We needed to take the next step. And we were lucky to apply to the Arts Council to get some funding for next year to do a new music development programme. And what I was looking for was how we could take emerging talent forward. People who are both aspiring artists, practicing music in their bedrooms, perhaps a bit nervous about playing live but wanted initial opportunities. We've done a bit of work around that. But also those artists and those musicians who are very good. And we have a lot of really good talent in Luton, a lot of very good people who are songwriters, who are in bands, who practice a range of music styles and music forms, but they find it very difficult to get away from Luton. They find it difficult in Luton to kind of connect to London or to Birmingham or some of the big music centres. And those of you in the music industry will know how difficult it is to get talent recognised, especially when it's such a competitive industry. So what we're looking to do next year is a music development programme which will offer aspiring musicians early access to live opportunities, whether it's just about performing 1 or 2 numbers here at the Hat Factory on a monthly basis through what we call a RAW programme, but also those really good musicians, those really good artists, to go through a mentoring programme with touring musicians, touring artists. And what we anticipate doing is once a month having an evening here where those 4 or 5 artists per month will link up with a very good touring artist, touring musician to do a workshop, a masterclass, and then perform with that artist later in the evening. And we already have a number of touring artists who have signed up, and we have developed around this whole programme a local sort of music development group. So there is a number of people in this room I know who are part of that group, Frankie, Bob, etc., Ronald, and we are looking at links with other people as well. And the aspiration is to really help those people connect to the wider music industry. Now, we have no ready answers, we have no X factor here, we have no opportunity to say, you're going to be a success. There's no Simon Cowell in this room, believe me. But there is a problem in that Luton knows it's got a very good music industry, but it doesn't yet know how properly to connect to the bigger music industry beyond its boundaries. And the good news is that we have been allowed to link up with an academy called the National Skills Academy and a national programme called Get Into Live Music. So if you're at the computer in the next day or so, type in the website getintholivemusic.org. It's a national programme which is looking to help develop people like the Hat Factory and local artists to get them into live music and to link them up with the really big players in this industry. I mean, Get Into Live Music is supported by Live Nation and the Academy Group and people like that. So we would hope at some stage that some of the artists performing here in Luton can see a pathway to get in front of those important NR people to get their first record deal and then to move on. And who knows, we want those people to come back into Luton and to show how they've done it and how they've actually, been inspired by both this programme but also the community of Luton. So thank you, Frankie, for giving us that opportunity, and we'll let you know more about it as we go on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy. At this time I'd like to call Mr. Bob Baker from Heritage Associates. Mr. Baker has been working in the community for over 25 years. He just got a community award for working in the community for 25 years as well. Well done, young sir.